everybody, yes, how are you all doing? It is the Fredders93 here, and welcome to a new series you'll be seeing here on a Wednesday called Football with Fredders, where I will be looking at football topics either over the course of the last week or throughout the season as it goes on, and we'll be discussing them either individually or with other people on the channel. So today with Football with Fredders, I thought I'd take a look at the teams I support and why I support them. So I think I best start with the English football team I support, Newcastle United. Newcastle United. Back when I was younger, it could have been so easy to have gone for any of the teams that were bigger then, sort of like your Chelsea, your Arsenal, your Man United, your Liverpools, because back then it was a big four. Not a big six, it was a big four. Tottenham haven't had like the good fortunes for their like money management and talents and things like that back at the time, and also Manchester City hadn't had billions and billions of pounds injected into them through the Abu Dhabi takeover. One of the other sort of like top performing teams in that time was Newcastle United. Believe it or not, there was a time where Newcastle were actually semi-decent. Not saying that we're not semi-decent now, but just not quite at the level as we were in the late 90s to early noughties. And it was watching one of the games sort of like at home, like when it was at St James's Park, and it was something about the atmosphere of St James's Park, even though I haven't experienced a game there just yet. And it was also something about the squad at the time as well. So you were looking at players like Kieran Dyer, Jermaine Genius, Laurent Robert, Olivier Bernard, Shay Given, of course Alan Shearer. Of course, you can't be a Newcastle fan and then not mention Alan Shearer. Yeah, we stuck with them. Stuck with them for some pretty good times, like third place in the Premier League, fifth place in the Premier League. You get into the quarterfinals of the Europa League, and then they've also been through the lows, which was mainly been the Mike Ashley era, and basically any Newcastle fan is sort of made before the Mike Ashley era. Let's get that right. They're either made before the Mike Ashley era, or they sort of inherit it through family, predominantly from if you're in and around Newcastle in the northeast of England. We've also been through sort of like the heartaches of 2 relegations, and goodness knows how many different planned takeovers that there have been. The closest, of course, having been the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, Amanda Stavely, the Reuben brothers, like that deal that sort of went downhill in the summer just gone. Can't think why that happened. Hey, Richard Masters, that's another shot of the Premier League right there. I sort of like go into more detail of that when I did my face reveal, and sort of like the first video where with like a football sort of chat. The link to that will either be in the description or it'll pop up somewhere in this corner around about now. So definitely go back and watch that. So like it goes into more detail as to like my feelings towards that takeover bid, like collapsing and things like that. So I mentioned the squad about of the yesteryear, but then today you've got great players like Alan Saint-Maximin. I mean, him alone is just enough to sort of like get Newcastle fans excited about what's going to happen in that game. Callum Wilson, who's also started great for us. I read somewhere that he's gotten the same amount of goals now as our top scorer did, John Joe Shelby, all season last year. And if you believe that number was 6, unless you're a Newcastle fan, I don't think you'd be surprised at all by that number. So that's all like predominantly like why I support Newcastle. Now I'm going to take a look at why I support a team basically in another country. So I'll be taking a look at this thing. There's FC Köln. That's probably the biggest question on most people's lips, as I've done as I did a FIFA 20 video playing as FC Köln, and obviously we've got the FC Köln career mode as well. So with Köln or FC Köln, I have family friends sort of like out in Germany who we visit sort of like every so often. It would normally be in October, so we would have actually been there just now, but due to everything this year, that trip was not possible. Scheduled to go again, so like end of April next year. Fingers crossed. And so supporting them came about last October last year actually. So for last year's trip. So we got out there. So basically we went out there. Then we saw like discussing like teams and sort of like the plans for the weekend, things like that. And I was like, no, okay. I've read that Cologne have got a home game against Paderborn. In like that, sort of like on that Sunday. And they was like, do you want to try again? You want to see if they can get tickets to that? So, okay. So we managed to get tickets there. We went to the Rhein-Energie Stadion. So for that game, and then the atmosphere in there was just something else. If you haven't sort of like been able to get out to the Bundesliga for a game yet, I suggest going for highlights and like watching like the videos from like atmospheres, like mainly videos from a YouTuber called Thogden. He's been to the Bundesliga games a few times. Linked him, obviously because I've shouted him out. He'll have to go in the description. And like FC Köln is a team that he touches on sort of further down the line, like shortly after I visited it. Hearing like 50,000 strong crowd, basically welcoming their team onto the pitch, scarce raise with Mishdonza de FC Köln, and then also every home goal scored gets treated to like another Kolschnated song which I could never properly pronounce for the life of me, so forgive me, but I'm not even going to attempt to do that here. But yeah, that game finishes with a 3-0 win, and I thought, actually, I could really follow this, like really get into this. So, like, the love for FC Köln grew, obviously. Then, so like when I found that you could see like Bundesliga games on BT Sport, just jump straight at the BT Sport Game Pass. Obviously more merchandise, bought a couple of jerseys. Should really be wearing those more and more. So like as the FC Köln Career Mode series goes a little further down the line. Yeah. I can't really think of much what else to go into in terms of details other than those bits there. So we'll end Football with Feathers here for this week. Tune in for the next show next week. Please do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow all the social medias, and we'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.